You think the president does not like Jews and is prejudiced against Jews. You think that about the president of the United States.
You bet. And do you know why? And wow is right, Kayleigh. Do you know why?
Does he hate his daughter? Does he hate his son?
You know what, Kayleigh? I am tired of commentators like you from the right trotting out his daughter, trotting out his son-in-law as talking points against the president's anti-Semitism. They are Jewish, but that is not a talking point against anti-Semitism, and that is a disgrace.
Let's dissect your statement.
Have you no ethics than to invoke people's religion as a talking point?
Let's make this a dialogue.
That itself is anti-Semitic.
Let's make this a dialogue instead of a monologue. Do you think the president dislikes his daughter?
Okay.
Answer the question. Answer, because you said he doesn't like Jews and his daughter's
I'm under no obligation to answer a curveball question.
Because you can't answer the question.
Because it's a nonsensical question.
Stopping crime and long simmering racism sounds like a condemnation. And Mr. Goldstein could not answer. Could not answer.
No, you can't answer the question as to why the. You're right, because he talked about the Electoral College.
Stephen, let me finish.
Thank you, Kayleigh.
There is a flaw in your logical reasoning. You told me the first thing you said is the president dislikes Jews. The second thing you said when I asked, does he dislike his daughter? You said, I don't have to answer that question.
That's very nice. That's very nice for Breitbart News, but not for CNN. You are using fake news arguments. Shame on you. Because you just didn't watch what was on there. He responded about the Electoral College.
Isn't it true, though, Kayleigh? I mean, putting aside just your immediate discussion here, but it is true that when someone is close to somebody, they can see them differently as they see others. They can see others as another, and they can see a person, well, you're this, but it doesn't matter. When it comes, I mean, if you look at what happens throughout history, that's certainly been true with anti-Semitism and many other things.
Well, he stood next to the Prime Minister of Israel, who said, I've known this man my whole life, essentially, Donald Trump, and he is the greatest defender of the Jewish people I know. And I think it's very sad that we have liberal commentators, Steve in particular, who is using charges, vile charges, like anti-Semitism and racism, with no evidence behind it.
Kayleigh's right. The Prime Minister of Israel did say that.
Well, you got to love that Kayleigh McEnany. That's obviously a throwback to the era in which the mainstream media was throwing everything that they possibly could at Donald Trump. He was a racist, he was a white supremacist, he was an anti-Semite, he was all of these different things. And the anti-Semitism thing was always very funny to observe, and it actually made zero sense because, as Kayleigh pointed out in this video, that, Trump's son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren are Jewish. Jared Kushner, son-in-law, daughter and grandchildren are Jewish. Jared Kushner's his son-in-law. Jared Kushner's Jewish. Ivanka converted when they got married, and of course their grandchildren are Jewish. So the idea that Trump has some sort of disdain or hatred for Jewish people was always a bit of a fantasy and very much a reach, but this is what these people did during that era. Thank God Kayleigh was there to defend Trump and was honestly one of his most loyal and staunch defenders. I feel like Kayleigh McEnany defended him more beautifully than any of the other surrogates did, which was made it even the more so unfortunate when Trump decided to turn on her, as he decides to turn on pretty much everybody. But it was, it was great to see Kayleigh take that commentator down in this way. I miss. It is unfortunate that she's not going to be out there on the campaign trail in 2024 because let me tell you something. The people that are out there really riding for Trump and really riding hard for him, I will just say that they are no Kayleigh McEnany.